To create this look, I'm starting by prepping the eye area with the liquid concealer. Here I'm using L'Oreal Paris True Match Liquid Concealer close to my skin shade, applying it with a flat tip brush for an even application. Then I prime my eyelids with MAC Painterly Pot. This prevents eyeshadows from creasing, makes the eyeshadows last longer, and pops up the color of the eyeshadows. Then I'm quickly setting it with translucent powder from Carlo. This is a must for good shadow blending. Now starting the look with a cream shadow from Carlo. The shade is Aubergine. I'm creating a wing liner, and with that I'm creating an arch into the crease. Then I'm slowly applying it as a liner on my upper lash line. Now taking ABH Rivera palette and the darkest shade from the palette called Palm, I'm just smudging the shadow with a pencil brush onto the arch and the wing liner to set the product and to soften the look. Then moving on to the second color, which is Bahamas. It's a hot pink color. Applying it with my Sigma shader brush. I'm starting from the wing and then building up the colors, blending it inwards. Moving on to the second shade, which is Monte Carlo from the palette. Taking it on my Zoeva shader brush, I'm applying it on the upper crease just to soften any harsh lines. Next, moving on to the second palette, which is Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette. I'm taking the pale yellow mustard color and applying it on my eyelid into the inner corner with the flat tip brush. Then the second shade, which is the orange coral shade from the palette, with a flat tip brush I'm applying it to the center of my eyelid. Then comes the third shade, which is the red matte shade from the palette, blending it in between the palm and the coral orange color. Now time to prep the skin. So first, removing any shadow fallout with a makeup removal wipe. So I'm using Neutrogena makeup removal wipe. So this clears the under eye area of any fallout, and also it helps to neat the liner and the shadow. Now moisturizing with a Kiehl's moisturizer, I will be applying argan oil to the skin for extra moisturization on high points of my face, like the cheekbones, the temple, chin area, and lips as well, on top of my lip balm. Then priming my face with Smashbox Photo Finish Primer in the center of the face to blur any open pores and fine lines. This will help the base makeup to last longer and not crease. Not to forget the neck area, the necklines where the foundation tends to crease. Now taking a mixing palette, I'll be using Kryolan Derma Camouflage Concealer in the shade DFD, and with my Zoeva blending brush, concealer blending brush, I'll be applying the concealer to under eye dark circles and other blemishes to even out the skin. This concealer is yellow based, so it works on dark pigmentation and red pigmentation both. I'm also outlining my brow edge with this concealer to brighten up the brows. So that when I fill my eyebrows, the base is neat. Now the lower blemishes, the pigmentation and the acne scars. So quickly dab dab dab, blending it into the skin. Just applying it exactly on the blemish area, not all over the skin. Around the nose to cover a little redness. Now time to blend it with a damp beauty blender, just to set the product in and give a airbrush finish. Moving on to foundation, I'm using Fenty Beauty foundation. Taking it on the mixing palette, I'll be applying it with a beauty blender, starting from the center of the face and then moving outwards, blending the product completely into the hairline so that there are no patchy or left out edges. For detailed video, you can see my video, check out my video on Facebook, wherein you can see this look in complete detail along with product description. So quickly covering the ears and moving on from face to neck, not to forget the neck and cleavage area. It should be an even application right from forehead to the cleavage. Then taking my concealer palette, I'm using the darkest color as a contour color. So first I'll be contouring the sides of my face. So taking on a blending brush, directly blending the contour color into the hairline and into the hollows of my cheek, just to give it a more contoured look. Make sure the product is blended along the hairline. I'm purposely avoiding using any lines, like drawing any lines and then blending them. I'm just directly blending the product. Similarly, I'm blending the product into the jawline, covering the double chin, and then slowly blending it backwards into the ear area. Now for the nose contour, I'm using a small oval brush and just drawing two parallel lines on the sides of the nose to sharpen it. Moving on to highlighting, I'm using Makeup Forever Camouflage Concealer in 2 shades lighter than my skin, and blending it with a concealer blending brush onto my cheekbone, under eye and sides of the nose to brighten up that area. Then moving to the center of the forehead, the brows and bridge of nose to highlight the features. Making sure the product is blended. Then the chin area, cupid of lips, and around the mouth area, which will help in popping out the lip color. These steps are a must for photogenic makeup. Setting the face with translucent powder from Cryolan. Using my Real Techniques powder brush, just gently taking very little amount of powder, tapping off the excess and gently blending it into the skin, right from the forehead till the neck and cleavage. Then where the brush can't reach, your lower lash line. So taking the powder on a damp beauty blender, I'm just setting it into the lower lash line crease. Now completing my eye makeup, starting with brows, so combing them with a spoolie. Then taking my ABH brow pomade in the shade Granite. I generally prefer to do my eyebrows after my base. So with the help of an angular brush from MAC, I'm shaping my eyebrows, defining the edges, starting from the center till the tail, and then whatever is left on the brush, just blending it into the start of the eyebrow. So doing my eyebrows later helps me get a more defined and finished look, because if I do the eyebrows first, so while applying concealer and foundation, there's chances of smudging the product. Then I'm moving on to Palladio brow gel, which takes care of the brow hair. It makes it sit in place, holds them in the place, so it's a must. So you have completed the second eyebrow. Now for brow bone highlighting, I'm using two shades mixed from the ABH Rivera palette, the gold and the silver, and with a small highlighting brush I'm just highlighting the brow bone area to bring out my eyebrows. Next, mascara from L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. I've already curled my lashes, so I'm just directly applying the mascara before doing the falsies. Doing the lower lash line as well. So I'll be applying PAC falsies with the help of Huda Beauty lash glue. To learn how to do falsies, you can always join my classes on Zoom, which keep happening. I keep updating, I keep posting about it, so you can always join them and learn various tricks of makeup, right from choosing the right foundation colors to concealers to contouring, highlighting, shadows, liners, how to make even liners on both the eyes. All you can learn in those classes. So I'm just smudging the same shades that we used in the crease onto the lower lash line. Now after the kajal, I'm just quickly doing my powder highlighting in the shade Champagne. In the coming tutorials, I'll be doing other highlighters like liquid and cream highlighters. Now moving on to blush, I'm using NYX Peach Blush. Just applying on the apples of my cheek with a blush brush. Now lining the lips with the NYX Nude Lip Liner. Then applying my first shade, which is MAC Chili, and then moving on to the second shade, which is L'Oreal Rose Nuance shade. So this is the complete look. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial.